What if you were locked in a store with a killer? It is day 5 of 31 Days of Horror, and we are checking out the 1989 slasher Intruder. This takes place within a supermarket, which is really cool because this is a pretty original location for a slasher film, which you don't see very often. Our main character, Jennifer, has an ex-boyfriend named Craig who comes to bother her at work, and of course a bunch of drama happens and they end up kicking him out of the store. It's nighttime and they're on cleaning duty, trying to clean up the store before they're gonna leave until bodies start dropping one by one. I will say I really wish they changed the name of this movie because I don't think it fits at all. They could have named it something like The Night Shift or Killer Deals or anything that's like supermarket in nature. I think that would have been way better. Unlike most slashers where we can see who the killer is, most of the time they're wearing a mask. In this movie, it's a complete mystery who the killer is. So the whole movie, you're trying to figure out which one of them is the killer, if any in general. This works for and against the movie. While the mystery is cool and it makes you intrigued on who the killer might be amongst them, it works against the movie because a lot of the kills have to be either the killer's off frame or we're seeing his shoulder or his arm or his hand or a shadow. We don't really get to see good kills because they can't frame him in a certain way. We do see later in the film there's an attic with a bunch of Halloween masks, and I don't know why they didn't just throw one of those on the killer. That would have made the kills a lot better because then we could have just seen the killer and been like, I wonder who's under the mask. For an 80s slasher film, this honestly has some really good cinematography. Normally in these kind of movies, they have some really basic shots, but in this movie, they have some really dynamic and smart choices with their shot composition. One of the big things we watch slasher movies for is kills, and this movie has a lot of them. While most of the workers in the store are pretty much fodder, I didn't really much like how once the bodies start dropping, it was on to the next right after the other. It was like, you're dead, on to the next, you're dead, on to the next. And there was no like space in between where like a breathing room or someone finding a dead body or anything like that. It was just like, you're dead, next person, you're dead, next person. I don't know. This is like that up until probably the last 2 people left alive, and then they actually start like seeing dead people and freaking out. I like our main character, Jennifer. She's actually really smart and probably one of the smartest main characters in a slasher movie. I mean, the first thing she does when she runs away from the killer is grabs a weapon. I mean, she grabs multiple weapons in this movie, which is like super smart and what people don't really do in horror movies. She's also really good at hiding, and she's also not afraid to attack the killer herself. The odd thing about this movie is they actually give up their own mystery themselves. Spoilers for the identity of the killer, but they actually show who the killer is on the cover of the movie. They even have his tagline of why he's doing it on the cover of the movie. I'm just glad I didn't really pay attention to the cover and just watch this movie, because if I saw that, I would have been kind of bummed out that I just instantly knew who the killer was. I do like how bloody this movie was. There's a lot of killing and people getting diced and cut up. The ending is also pretty smart in how it happens, and it honestly makes a lot of sense. I think this is a slept on 80s slasher, and I think it's definitely worth checking out. On a scare meter, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10. It wasn't that scary. On a bloody meter though, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. This is why I give The Intruder a 7.5 out of 10. If you guys like this review, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more, hit that follow button. And as always, thanks for watching.